Well, good afternoon and welcome to Suwon Country Club for the final round of the NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship. Timothy Lowe here, welcoming you along to what should be a captivating contest this Sunday afternoon, the crescendo of this 54-hole 7th event of the KLPGA Tour season. And look at that, what was a 3-shot lead overnight for Kim Hyo-joo has evaporated. Leads by a single shot, and that's after birdieing the 9th. Some of the best in the Korean women's game have thrown everything at the world number 3, but it's still Hyo-joo who leads going into the back 9. Brilliant rounds working from the likes of Park Hyun-kyung and Bang Shin-sil, who's 5 under par for her day. But Kim Hyo-joo remains the lady to catch atop the leaderboard with 9 holes left to play, with 1 billion Korean won up for grabs this week. Han Arum made a hole-in-one yesterday, taking home a brand new bidding set on the 13th hole, and well, happy to report that we had a hole-in-one earlier today. That was none other from the talented amateur Kim So-ah. She aced the par 3 fifth and finds herself at 1 under par at the moment. These are your feature groups this final round. Kim So-yeon 2, Kim Jae-hee and Im Hee-jung. Moon Jung-min, Chae Jung-won in the company of Wang Zixian. Kim Hyo-joo up in the final group with Kim Ji-soo and Park Hyun-kyung. Ji-soo actually had it to within 2 shots of the lead at 6 under par before bogeying her final hole at the end of play Saturday, and she's unfortunately already taken a triple bogey 8 on the par 5 fourth today, so finds herself back at 5 under par, but did make birdie at 9 to try and keep things interesting. Here she is now on the tee at the 10. She'll start the back 9, 3 shots back. Never won on KLPGA Tour. Has only made 2 cuts this season, in fact, Kim Ji-soo. Big Sunday it is for this young lady. Chae Jung-won, rookie on the KLPGA Tour, this 20-year-old. She's had a good season, only missed 1 cut so far this year, and now finds herself right in the thick of things, battling for a KLPGA Tour title. Park Hyun-kyung is going to have a huge amount of support out there. Very vocal fans. 3 birdies against a bogey on her front 9. Looking for a 9th tour title. Moon Jung-min, another player who is right in the thick of things. An excellent shot into this par 4 for Moon. Doesn't look like it has the pace. That is a very tentative effort. Came into this week as the pre-tournament favorite, having won twice on the LPGA Tour already this season. Kim Hyo-joo, 3rd ranked player in the Rolex rankings, starts the back 9 up by 1. It's been 5 years since she last picked up a title on home soil. The Silk Network's Ladies Classic at the end of 2021. Jung-won, and look at that. That is... Oh, that is a big test now for the youngster. Go up to Kim Jae-hee at 11. 4 under par right now in a share of 7th, so having a nice tournament. Just coming off a birdie at the 10th. And she's going to set herself up for another one here at the par 5. It's actually longer than the putt she had for par now. That's missing too. A 4-putt double bogey at the worst possible time for Choi Jung-won. That could be awfully expensive. Now Bang Shin-sil, no one has been hotter on the golf course this afternoon than Bang. This is for a 6th birdie of the day. Just stays out. Remember, took a triple bogey at the par 5 11 or par 5 8th yesterday. She finds herself 2 shots back to the 11th. That just lacked a little conviction for Kim So-hyun too. And as we expected, the crowds have come out in force to watch this final group and the headline act Kim Hyo-joo. But it's going to be Park Hyun-kyung first to play from the left-hand side of the fairway. Front left pin today on 10, but we see that if you go past it, it can be a little treacherous. The now world #1 Nelly Korda in back-to-back weeks on the LPGA Tour at the start of the year. Kim Hyo-joo had a fantastic final round duel with Thailand's Atthaya Thitikhun back at the Honda LPGA in March. So she is playing some excellent golf and would love to add a 3rd victory of the season to her resume. Wait for the big kick, got it. And it's pretty well placed. Now Jae-hee to convert for her birdie. This would be her 4th in 6 holes, so there are birdies to be had out at Suwon Country Club this Sunday. Up to a share of 5th now goes the former Singapore Women's Open champion. Jisoo. Certainly see these greens firming up a little bit. It was awfully breezy on Friday afternoon, but wind not quite as much of a factor as it was over the first 36 holes. Regardless, we are certainly set for a sprint to the finish line with the world #3 Azure pole sitter getting into the back 9 Sunday afternoon. So Moon Jung-min has reached the tee at 11, this par 5, which is played as one of the easier holes at Suwon Country Club. this week. Reachable for a number of players in the field, but provided you get your tee shot safely in play. I don't think that qualifies as safely in play. It's in play, but she is stymied behind a tree. It looks like Ijumi or Songuna on the 13th, the hole that Hanarum aced yesterday, winning that beautiful Karma mattress and bed set. Just see the slopes in this 10th green from that aerial shot. It is pretty slick if you go past this whole location. So for Park In-kyung, very much a defensive putt she's got to hit now. Just try and get it over that little ridge a couple of feet in front of her, and then the terrain will do the rest of the work. Tell you what, it's got half a chance. Oh, look at that. Park In-kyung gets the crowd roaring with a birdie on 10 to tie the lead once more at 8 under par. Boy, does she look good with that putter today. Similar putt, albeit a slightly different angle for Kim Ji-soo. Still, you don't need to get this approaching the cut with too much pace. Just about feeding it down there. Here is the teenage sensation, Kim So-ah, putting for birdie at 14 up this little rise. So the gauntlet thrown down by Park In-kyung. Does Kim Hyo-joo have a response? Between the two putts, this is a slightly easier one. Doesn't have to worry about this slipping away on a slope, just putting up the hill. Movement should be a little off her left, but she can play this one with a little bit more pace. Quite set that out high enough, so parity at the top of the leaderboard again. Hyo-joo and Kim-kyung now two clear of Moon Jung-min and Bang Shin-sil. So, what's she got to do here? How close is that tree to her ball? That's the first question for Moon Jung-min. Two trees. It's not as scary as it first looks. As soon as you get the start line under control, you should be able to thread the needle without any difficulty. Bang Shin-sil. Thinking about posting a number here. Just got to find a couple birdies coming home. A second shot now to 14. About now. Jisoo at 10. Swa in the wrong direction today. This would help a little. A birdie putt on the par 3 13th. So momentum back in the corner of Park Hyun-kyung. Ju. For the first time this week, she's really been put under some kind of pressure. Remember, hasn't lost the lead at all this Sunday. But Hyun-kyung is certainly keeping her on her toes. Power advantage certainly to Kim with that tee shot. Should be able to reach in 2. After that clever tee shot using the backstop, Song Una for her birdie. Oh, smack left pretty quick at the cup. Unlucky for Song. Now, third shot for Jungmin, having laid up successfully back on 11. Really nicely controlled. And a very good birdie look to come for Moon. Ahead, Shin-sil trying to find an unlikely birdie on 14. Slick putt downhill, snapping to the right. It's trying. It's trying. Oh goodness, she has hit some great putts over the last couple of holes. Only a par, and running out of holes, you have to say, just 4 left to play for Bang Shin-sil as your co-leaders Park and Kim make their way off the 11th tee, tied at 8 under par in the final round of the NH Ladies Championship. trying to recover after that unfortunate start to the back nine. Here's Chae Jung-won, Chae Jung-min. Well, this will be some way to recover. Oh, great pitch there. I think that should be a birdie 4. Hyojin, 15. At present, there's 22 players under par. And what has been a tough layout for the girls. That's pretty good. Go in, why don't you? Oh, lovely shot. Jung-min for her birdie. Slides low. This championship starting to look more and more like a 2-horse race between Park Hyun-kyung and Kim Hyo-joo, the other contenders, just unable to get any sort of momentum. And you see that tree placed right in the middle of this fairway on the 11th. Not going to be able to reach into Hyun-kyung, but with that line with the ball above her feet, does help to pronounce the right to left ball flight. So start it right at that tree, just sling it back. Green, Wang Zuxian, who's just dropped a shot at 10, back at 3 under for the tournament, even for the day. It's a birdie to go, so well done to the Chinese player. Now moves into a share of 7th with Chae Jung-won. Tidy up and down from the front edge of the green. Gets Chae Jung-won up to 5 under par. There's Moon Jung-min will just brush this one in for her par. You can see back down the fairway, Park Hyun-kyung and Kim Ji-soo have already laid up for their seconds. No layup in the vocabulary of Kim Hyo-joo, who is waiting back in the fairway try and get this green in too. But first we'll go up to Kim So-ah's second at 15. That's very nicely done. Is it going to hang on? Ooh, just unable to get it to grab coming from that rough, but that's an okay leave. So Hyo-joo, target clear. Started just left edge of that right-hand trap with a tight draw, and it's just going to chase. More direct line. It's trying to chase up, but that is okay there. Good leave. Very basic up and down remaining for a player of supreme golfing ability. To 12, and Chae Jung-won with the tee after that birdie.
Okay.
to, if she doesn't want to be an afterthought in this final group. She needs to start finding some birdies. It's going to help. Good shot. Good jump in now. Last to go off 12. Time winner on the KLPGA Tour. Recorded top 10 this season, so playing very nicely is Mun. Now Hyun Kyung. Up a couple of weeks ago at the Dukshin EPC Championship. Took last week off to tee it up at Rainbow Hills. That is an inexcusable shot, just to catch it heavy, only wedge in hand. That's klutzy. She knows it. So just through the green at 15, going to chip it, so try and take some of the unpredictability of that fringe out of play. Doors open for Kyoju. Any way she could play this, play it low. Looks like from those practice swings, maybe there's something mid-flight. Carries about 2/3 of the way there. Couple of skips and then you get it to grab. Breaks a little earlier than she would have liked, but between the two birdie putts from the co-leaders, she certainly got the easier one. Young Hyo Lin for birdie, playing alongside Kim So Ah. It's a great second shot in, and that's a nice conversion to take her inside the top 10. Chinese player ever to hold a full card on the KLPGA Tour. Shu Ying being the only Wang Zishen having a very nice tournament. Just sitting and watching. Decent birdie look coming up for her as the co-leader Park Hyun-kyung has a much longer effort at this 11th. Not a very convincing effort at all from Park. His putter has been on fire this Sunday. Cold there at the par 5 though. Moon. This 12 has given players problems this week. But it's a benign looking hole location for the final round. See if Moon can take advantage. Strike didn't sound bad. Guess the wind wrong. I pulled the wrong number because that is a big error from the middle of the fairway, having only a short iron in. Now Hyo-joo to inch one clear. Not a hard putt at all, just outside right edge, coming uphill with some conviction. Oh, just drills it. Kim Hyo-joo and her shooting stars have the lead again at 9 under par, and for the first time on Championship Sunday goes into red figures for her round. Brilliant birdie. Now ahead to Jung-won on 12. Yeah, that's more like it. Great shot. She's kept it underneath the hole, so a much easier putt than the one that faces Wang Zishen. Lovely shot in, but this is just to try and keep pace with Hyo-joo after her birdie. Oh, and you can't leave it short. That's a disappointing effort. Shinsil over the back of the green at 15. A delicate little chip here. A lot more ground to cover. The green she has with which to work. Got a little check, but just skates away. Kyung for par. Right. Safely in for Park Hyun-kyung, but she trails once more. Putt's going to come over that little ridge, that shoulder. I'm going to kick it to the right as it makes its way across for Kim Min-sun 7. It's tricky to judge putts like that, coming up and over a ridge. So Hyo-joo, one clear once more as she takes to the tee at 12. At no point has that back looked like it's been bothering her. It was a bit of a question mark coming into the week. She said it felt a little tender on Thursday, but pretty good since the get-go. Now Shinsil for par. I have to say that may very well be her championship race run. An untimely bogey first of the day drops her back to 5 under par. It's Hyun-kyung Starts this par 4 with a one-shot deficit to make up once more. Oh, that is a little wide to that right rough. I don't imagine this is her most lofted club. Maybe a pitching wedge, just a simple little bump and run carried onto the front edge of the green and have it trickle up from there. Excellent spot, minimal break in this, coming uphill. Has she hit it? Yes, she has. Great birdie for Choi Jung-won, showing a lot of heart after that double at 10. Back-to-back birdies at 11 and 12, and she's just keeping herself in this fight. Wang Tzu-shen as well, who dropped a shot at 10, is a great look here to get herself to 5 under. This would be her best finish ever on the KLPGA Tour. For a rookie, such a huge thing to have a nice result early in the year. She stalks it in. Well done, Wang Tzu-shen. Shin-Sil now at 16. Already seen 2 hole-in-ones this week at Suwon Country Club. If someone were to ace the 16th in the final round, they'll drive away with that brand new Mercedes-Benz. Just a bit of a loose swing off the tee has put Hyun Kyung in a tricky little spot in this right rough. Ball's going to be slightly above her feet, pin front left. Got that water to carry it over, but really that's not going to be in the equation at all for Park. It's just guessing how this ball's going to react as it comes off the club face. The line doesn't look too bad. Maybe sitting down a fraction, but again, you're just forced to play defensive from a position like this. Anywhere between the flagstick and the left edge of the TV tower would be an acceptable result. I don't think you want to carry this onto the green. You're coming from that rough, you're not going to get any spin on it. You won't be able to hold the ball on that front segment. If you try and play just short of a front edge number and it kicks up, rolls up, great. If not, it's a simple up and down. Just got to think clearly in these situations, because you'd rather have a chip from just short of the green than a putt from the back edge. I did exactly what I said not to do. Pump face turned over, now she's long left. That could be a bit of an awkward one. You can see the rise that she's got to come up. Now Hyojun nicely placed in the fairway here. Good flat spot with the control that she has. I mean, she's not going to go flag hunting here. She'd start this one just a little bit right. Breeze is coming off the left, so she can hold a little tight draw up against it. breeze is certainly starting to swirl a little, so maybe a little indecision. Definitely is coming off the left, just a question of whether it's got a little hurt in the air as well. We've seen it already. Not a difficult up and down from that position. Certainly prefer it to where Park Hyun-kyung is. Now we're head to the 13th and Chae Jung-won.
Shot.
Very good tee shot. Kim Min-sol having a much better day than yesterday. Birdie putt here on the last, doesn't go, but that's a closing round of 69. First time she's posted around in the 60s this week. Disappointing 74 yesterday, so she ends her championship inside the top 10 at 2 under par. No one's hit the green in regulation yet on this 12th hole. We'll see if Kim Ji-soo can do it. He can more than just do it. Look at that for a second shot. Beautifully played from Ji-soo. This group is starting to get a little bit of momentum with those birdies from Chae Jung-won and Wang Zhi-shen. Moon Jung-min, straight pars to start her back nine. This one leaking a fraction right. Doesn't quite get a friendly kick, but just stays short of that green. Jung Yeon-ji. Saving putt on her closing hole. Yeah, cans it like she did on Saturday afternoon. Round in 70 today, so good scoring there from Kim Min-sol and Jung Yeon-ji. And a nice little souvenir for somebody in the gallery. Trajectory was a little low there, Yeon-ji. So it was dangerous, but yeah, someone's got a happy memory from their trip to Suwon Country Club. This looks a little fiddly, left side of the brow at the 15th. I think you got to fire it into it. Try to take some of the sting out of this chip and just have it crest over the top of the slope with dying pace. Got to look low here, fire it into that fridge. Played it nice. Played it really nice. That is an excellent shot from a difficult position for Park Hyun-kyung. Down to 14, and Choi Min-kyung with the birdie opportunity. It's one she'll take. Oh, nice birdie for Choi Min Kyung on 14. Take her to 3 under par. Heads forward. Straight face club, just a little low shove and run. Good touch from Kim Hyo-joo. Didn't have to manufacture a shot like Hyun Kyung did. Very little, basic little pitch. This one's going to kick a little left once it lands on that downslope for Moon Jung-min at 13. Still got to keep your focus over these little par putts. But she's up to the task. Really good up and down. Keeps Park Hyun Kyung within 1. After that excellent tee shot, Chae Jung-won trying to inch herself closer. Oh, just wiggles low. You should think this is a formality for Kim Hyo-joo's part, and it is. 6 holes to play. The lead is 1. Just a kick in for Jisoo's birdie after that brilliant approach. Looking to a share of third now. Kim Jisoo, she's an explosive player, makes plenty of birdies, but a couple of errors have proved costly this weekend. Now Bang Shin-sil on the par 3, 16th with this for birdie. On the tee at 14. She landed in the rice zone, the little rice circle. Breeze looks like it's coming off the left on 13. Keep touching the players' faces as well. And a fairly benign hole location on the front segment of this green, so on the lower plateau. But even if you're a little long, you've seen players like Yoon Swa use that slope to funnel the ball back towards the pin. official trying to do his job and corral the fans back behind the rope. Kim Hyo-joo saying, come on, we're professionals. We're not going to hit them. Kim Ji-soo. Come on, full attack mode. She can make plenty of birdies, as I said, back on the previous green. Pin calls for a little tight draw. It's trying to. Oh, just didn't have quite enough on it. Shinsil with a little bit of cleaning up for her par at 16. Yep, nicely handled. One of the best iron players in the game of golf, Hyo-joo. Anything in that front section of the green. That'll do. Just gazing up at the tops of the trees, trying to work out what this breeze is doing. We saw it earlier, coming off the left. Trying to factor in how much hurt there is as well, but you do have the insurance policy of that little backstop just past it. If you do carry it 5-6 yards long, that slope can feed the ball back down. Going to take that slope. Should start to come back from there. Yep, here you go. Clever little shot. I'll head up to the closing hole. Right of this pin should be uphill and fairly straight. Oh, just pushed it straight off the putter face. You could see a nice closing round for Sung Yoo-jin. 70 today to end her week at 2 under par. Hyun Kyung is going to have to make something happen. Just don't see Hyo-joo coming back to her. Well, that qualifies as making something happen. Oh, has it got too much speed? That's going to finish on the top step. And that's unlucky for Park Hyun Kyung. Just a slightly flatter ball flight than Kim's. That first bounce a little hotter. Unable to get it to hold. Jae-hee on 14. Is this for birdie to try and take it to 6 under par? Just enough on it. Brilliant from Jae-hee. 4 under for this final round. Excellent golfing. The 23-year-old, just short of the green, not difficult little chip. For Kim Ji-soo, one she can definitely give a positive run at. And that is inexcusable, just klutzy. She's got all the tools, she can make birdies, plenty of them, but there's one too many loose shots and silly mistakes in her game. Jump in, you can see that pin on 14 just tucked over that right hand trap. Similar to the putt she had on 10, just got to get this moving about 6-7 feet in front of her, and then it should hit the slope and skate on down. Oh, such a quick putt. That's really nicely done. Georgia 1, blocked out by some trees. Trying to go up and over on the 14th. For par now. Jisoo at 13. Almost a great save. Shinsil on the 17th with her third off the upslope. Said it all day yesterday, just places her ball so nicely around the golf course, hardly ever in any sort of trouble, and gives herself plenty of good birdie opportunities, Kim Hyo-joo. This is another one on the par 3 to try and double her lead. Gets it to go. Hyo-joo up by 2. Magnificent stuff from Kim. As we go back to 18 and hopefully the final putt of the day of Han Arum. He's got this to end her championship at even par. Nice way to end her championship. 3 rounds of 72 for Hana Rum, and don't forget, had that hole-in-one on the 13th yesterday. So a week to remember for Han. Now Jisoo for her bogey. Double bogey and triple on 4, double on 13. Look at that scorecard. It's had a bit of everything. Well, through the back of the green at 14 is Chae Jung-won. Sounded a little clunky. Needs that to catch the downslope. Shows you can get slightly out of position at Suwon Country Club. You're going to have your fair share of problems. Now Park Hyun-kyung for her par, having just watched Kim Ji-soo miss a tiny one. Always makes it a little uncomfortable. No problem, safely brushed in for Hyun-kyung, but that birdie from Kim Hyo-joo, she's starting to fall a little further back than she'd like, now trailing by 2. Now Moon Jung-min coming across the side of this spine for birdie at 14. The words of great broadcaster Jerry Fultz, he'd say this hole is about as straight as you can point. Really nothing much to this tee shot, just the fairway trap on the right hand side to be avoided. A fairly generous target for the players. They're used to playing out in America where of course setups are quite challenging. This fairway must look the size of a football field to Kim Hyo-joo. See just a little movement near the gallery to the right of this tee. So steps back and goes through her process again. A little squirrely with a couple of tee shots in this final round, Park Hyun-kyung. But not on this occasion. That's safely down the left-hand side of 14. Par putt coming up for Chae Jung-won. Just didn't have the speed. entrance hill at the par 5 penultimate hole for birdie. Two-time defending champion, not going to be a hat-trick of victories at the NH Ladies Championship for EA1, but it's been a nice defence of her title, and that's a nice little birdie for her there on the 16th. Just making sure she keeps that down the left-hand side of this 15th hole, which she does successfully. Oh, and she'll match EA1's birdie. Nice one there for Song Eun-ah. Has reached the final hole, and not much club left in for her second shot. Booming tee shot. She leaves her 99 meters to this par 4. And that should hold up on the back half of the green. Well done. Sun 7, sizing up her birdie look at 17, trying to get back into red figures. Almost 6 meters of elevation to this green at 14, and Hyun Kyung doing the sensible thing, not taking on that flagstick. Most important thing for her is at least she's on the correct level of the hole. Now up to 16, and Kim Jae-hee. tee shot, the par 3, one of the best we've seen. Change on 1. Placed on 15, trying to get it into that little pocket where the pin's cut today. Just don't want this club face turning over. Got to keep it nice and square at impact. She's done the exact same thing. That was bizarre from the pair of them. Hyo-ju. Gonna make it up the little rise. No, just gonna wiggle away. It's 2 for Kim Hyo-ju over Park Hyun-kyung and 4 over Moon Jong-min with only a couple of holes to go this week in Suwon. Park In-kyung elected to putt this one. Healthy amount of movement off her left in this, but pretty flat topography-wise, so not really a slippery one. Just got to send it out the high line. Oh, absolutely clobbered that. Knee knocker left for Park. After that stunning tee shot. Birdie on 16. Got it. Oh, it's a great birdie there for Kim Jae-hee, who was putting together an absolute brilliant run home. Up into a share of third now with Moon Jung-min. Hyo-joo's just got to work out how much this slope's going to affect it. It's obviously going to kick the ball right, slow to start, then should be fairly flat once it gets onto that back plateau. Oh, that's the first little clumsy putt she's hit. Still, like In-kyung, within about 4 feet, so not terribly difficult from there. Back to Moon Jung-min, who's got company at 6 under par now. Taking a big stance, so obviously that ball sitting on a slight downslope, trying to get as much elevation on this as possible. And that's why you don't miss this 15th green long left. There's all sorts of problems. Now to the last, and Kim So-ah for a birdie. Some of the problem here for Choi Jung-won. I just don't think you've got to land this on the green. Got to try and bump something through the fringe short. This lands on the green, it's spinning off the front edge. That's the shot to play. That is really nicely played by Choi Jung-won. So Hyo-joo to avoid a second bogey of Sunday. This for par at 14. Oh, he knew it off the bat. And the door is slightly ajar once again. What a fantastic week for this 15-year-old middle schooler, Kim So-ah. Sunday she will not soon forget. A hole-in-one on the 5th, a round of 71. She ends her week inside the top 20 at 1 under par. Fabulous playing from the amateur, who will take low amateur honors here at Suwon. Now Moon for her par. And still a little bit of work left for bogey. In-kyung, she's within 1 right now, but only if this drops. She's got this for par as well. Okay, nicely rolled in. Gains a shot with Hyo-joo's 3-putt. 4 holes to play, just 1 shot between them. Jin settles for bogey on her closing hole, 71, matching the effort of her amateur playing partner, tied for 17th for Young. Shen here on the 15th, with both her playing partners struggling. Yeah, she'll roll one in. Really nicely done from Wang Zixuan. Kyung trails by 1, 4 to go. Quick pickup of the tee. A good sign there on 15. Let's get out to the final hole. And Lee Ga-young, with her army of fans, finds herself at 2 under par. Shot pin high, nice distance control there for Ga-young. Hyo-joo still has to remind herself she's got the solo lead, but she's going to have to keep her foot on the gas pedal to fend off the hard-charging Hyun Kyung. So for par now, Jae Jung-won after that nice pitch off the back of 15 green. Just didn't hit it quite hard enough. Bang Jin-sil on the final hole. Off the upslope, so should get this to stop fairly quick, although she is coming out of the rough. Beautiful shot there for Bang. She's been knocking on the door a little bit so far in 2026. Close call at the next N8-9 Masters. A nice solid tournament here. Gotta say, she's looking very good as we head into major championship season on the KLPGA Tour. Ultimately, her adventures come to an end with a 5 at 15, Moon Jung-min. rough is where we find the tee shot of Kim Ji-soo on 15. Ball sitting okay, but just got to be wary of that jumper. We've seen nothing good can happen if you miss this green long. Oh, read the line. Well, nicely executed it beautifully. Good shot for Ji-soo. In between clubs on 15. I don't think you take the longer one. Even if you're 30 feet short right on the green, a lot better than being long left. We've seen that demonstrated several times already today. Steady, steady. That should be okay. Should settle up there. That's fine now for Park. Kim Min-sun 7. Going to be a slow putt from the front right portion of 18 green, working uphill all the way to the pin. Pretty good for pace there, Kim Min-sun 7. One as an amateur on the KLPGA Tour, now has a pair of victories, including most recently at the next Sensate 9 Masters at Gimhae Gaya. Continuing an excellent and solid start to 2026. And so we get even par to about 73s in the weekend, leaving it just outside the top 20. Hyo-joo. A little unsettled over a couple of shots this back nine. Didn't seem to like it. It's again coming up a little short. Not going to be an easy putt. She navigates that hump. Getting tight at the top. A drop shot on 14 leaves Hyo-joo's Kim a vulnerable one shot over Park Hyun-kyung. Now putter being tested for Hyoju. Once again, it's a little klutzy with her pace on 14, and that was probably an easier putt than the one she's got here on 15. Slow up over that crest, and it hangs a hard right and really speeds up. Oh, is that any good? Great touch. There'll be a roar if this one goes in for Lee Ga-young on the closing hole. Oh, so very nearly. Great try, though. Nice weekend for Lee Ga-young. 69 yesterday, 71 today. That'll leave her just outside of the top 10. Chipping from the left of 16. Seen a number of players here this week. Superb touch. Just gotta ensure smooth roll through that first 4 or 5 feet of fringe, because once it gets on the green it will be a little downhill. Should come left as well for Park. Oh, took a little wobble, just knocked some of the speed off, unfortunately. It's a solid par 4. She is still going to be trailing. Bang Shin-sil looks to put the shine on another great Sunday round. This for birdie to hang 6 under par in the clubhouse. Oh, it's going to slip away low. He did such a fine job for most of the day, just ran out of steam towards the end. Still a great round of 68 to end her week. Kim Ji-soo after that great second for a birdie. Call this a kick in a Tuesday practice round. He will just kick it in for a par to stay one clear. Great birdie look for Choi Jung-won at 16. Has it got the pace? No. Coming off a slight downslope is Kim Jae-hee at the par 5 17th. Dance one round the pin. Could set a stiff target with a birdie finish. Throwing it a little deep. Is it going to catch the slope? No, just hangs up high. A little unlucky, you have to say, for Kim. And final hole of the day for Yun Swa, who's having a Sunday to forget, unfortunately. 4 over par for the championship. Spending some cash at Suwon Country Club this afternoon. Well, on paper, not a difficult hole. Slightly uphill, 144 meters, the 16th hole. Deep bunker on the right-hand side, but shouldn't come into play for these ladies. We've seen a lot of balls. This green to the left. The prevailing wind is off the right for these girls. Park Yoon-kyung is going to take it straight at it. Oh my goodness! Almost a roof-raising ace. I don't think she realizes how close that got to going in. Another look from this angle. Again, that E-class up for grabs. Trailing by one, took it on, and almost produced one of the greatest shots in the history of the KLPGA Tour. Brilliant from Park. Look at Kim Hyo-joo. All you can do is smile, really, and acknowledge the brilliance of the lady who's trying to catch you. I've heard that roll ahead on the 17th tee where we find Moon Jung-min. Head on the 17th green, Kim Jae-hee with a ticklish one for birdie. Defending champion, two-time defending champion, EA1 on the 18th. She just took a par back at 17 after her birdie at the par 3. That's a classy shot from the classy young lady. Very solid defense of her title. Kim Hyo-joo's gone all the way over to the left-hand side of this tee box, trying to open up the angle a little to this right pin. See the playing partner almost jar it. How aggressive does she want to be with this 6-iron? So that's a little left, more than a little left. It's in that popular miss zone between the A and B greens, and that is the ball of Park Yoon-kyung there. You can see pretty much a guaranteed birdie, and it's going to be a nail-biting finish between these two. pretty basic little chip, but given the circumstances, Park Hyun-kyung in tight. And lead probably going to be shared with 2 to play. A lot going through the mind of Kim Hyo-joo. This is when she has to draw on all that experience, contending for major titles, for tournaments on the LPGA Tour. Just focus in, try and give this a good run, but don't leave yourself anything stressy for par. That's exactly what she's done. Good touch. Big breaking birdie putt for Yewon on the closing hole. Still not enough. Song-Eun trying end of her week in red figures. Great second shot into this 18th. And she's going to make birdie. So well done, Song-Eun. Nice finish there, despite a round of 73. Hyo-joo's going to have to pop this one in for par before Hyun-kyung has her putt for birdie. You can see her marker right there on the left-hand side of your screen. Okay, in for 3. She's going to have company at the top of the leaderboard in a couple moments' time. And a good defense of her title, year 1, ending the week as she began it with a round of 70 to finish up at 3 under par. Though this is slightly downhill, not a bad thing for Park Hyun-kyung, just has to get it started and should hold its line very nicely. After that excellent tee shot, this to tie the lead. There's parity at the top of the leaderboard on Championship Sunday once again. Park Hyun-kyung draws level with Kim Hyo-joo. Well, par 5 and a par 4 left to play, but this 17th, not reachable unless you're one of the really long hitters. So it could come down to a short game contest or a wedge off to crown this year's NH Ladies Champion. 5 years since Kim Hyo-joo won a KLPGA Tour title. Park Hyun-kyung seeking a 9th. Go out to the final hole. Kim Si-hyun. Haven't seen her much today, but she's at 2 under par. And a very nice shot there for Kim at the last. Jungmin's third at the par 5 17th. She's been in this position countless times before. Yeoju, share of the lead, 2 to play. Gears, she can step on it. That's going to catch the downslope. How much run is she going to get? Not enough to get to the front edge, I'd say, but ball is safely in play. Choi-Jung-won, a little bit further up this hole. A lot of money up for grabs. Plenty of Rookie of the Year points as well. That's just poor. Got the leading edge digging in there. Caught it heavy. It's a shot she'll definitely want back. Trying to end off a disappointing day on a high note. This is Yun Swa for birdie at 18. No, it's not going to go. Just a little low. It's a pretty awful Sunday for Yun Swa, unfortunately. Ends her championship at 4 over par. Now Hyun Kyung just trying to leave it handy for her third now, second on the 17th. Choi-Jung-won after a clunky third. This is her fourth. Trying to get this one to chase up. And still not stone dead for par. to 18, and big right to left swinging putt now for Choi Min Kyung's birdie. Good try, lovely pace on that for Choi. Yeah, too far back to reach this green. Just trying to make sure she leaves this in a decent spot. Came out a little lower than she would have liked, but keep that on the left side of the fairway. Jung Min didn't play a very good third, so as a result, this almost 30-footer for birdie. A mighty fine effort, but it's just going to be the par for Moon. Birdie's the last, very nice there. Rounding 72 today. Had a little bit of everything, Choi, but she ends the championship on what's been a pretty popular score, 2 under par. Now, Kim Shi-hyun, she get herself into the top 10 with this birdie putt. No. Another player ends off the week at 2 under. Choi Min Kyung, though, will have a top 10 finish. That is a solid 2-putt on the closing hole, round of 71 for her. To notch her first top 10 of 2026 here in Suwon. Now for par back on 17. Choi Jung-won. Tried to slip away, but thankfully it did it safely in. That looks like Im Hee-jung, 5-time winner on tour. A couple of them were majors here in South Korea, but has struggled to find form over the last 2 seasons. That's a solid shot into the closing hole. So I can put the pressure on first. Park Hyun-kyung with a good wedge shot here. Just catch that a fraction heavy. Sophia upslope that you're hitting from. It's easy to let that leading edge dig. Probably aboard, but sort of double the distance of what she would have liked. So the ball in tight, that belongs to Kim Ji-soo. If the lie is a little flatter by virtue of being further up this hill, I mean that this shot's a little simpler. Kim Hyo-joo. So it looks like a slightly flatter lie. The breeze is calm, so this should be target golf for Kim. Didn't seem to like it. Turned away, but she'll have the shorter of the two birdie putts between the co-leaders. Kim Jae-hee has an opportunity to post a number. She can find a way to birdie the par 4 18th. Oh, she's given herself a great opportunity. What a time to play a shot like that for Kim Jae-hee. Tight at the top. Will it be Park Hyun-kyung? Will it be Kim Hyo-joo? Join us for the conclusion in a couple of moments' time. Stick around. You do not want to miss this finish. This is when momentum is such a huge thing. Park Hyun-kyung can find a way to roll this one in. Hyo-joo's putt all of a sudden looks double the length. She get it to 10 under par for the first time this week. Oh, she hasn't hit it. She hasn't hit it. It was on a good line. Hyoju with an opportunity to give herself the lead going down the last. Speaking of the last, let's head there now with this birdie putt from the front portion of the green for Kim So-yoon 2. Good news for Hyoju, pretty flat putt. It's going to have a little bit of movement off her left, but as far as birdie looks go, this is a pretty good chance on the penultimate hole. And she hasn't hit it as well. Nervy moments for the pair of co-leaders. Hee-jong, love to see this one go in. And it does. Well done, Im Hee-jong. Nice way to close out the round. Just her second birdie of the day, a 73 for her in her quest to rediscover the magic that saw her win 5 times in a 3-year run. Great third shot to 17 has left Kim Ji-soo. Just this for her birdie, which she will oblige and drop in. So good 4 there for a player who has had all sorts of adventures around Suwon Country Club today. This would be good enough for outright third and to post 7 under par. Kim Jae-hee, great shot into the last. And that is a beautiful way to end a terrific final round. 67 for Kim Jae-hee, best of the day. It's her championship and third, her best finish on tour this season. One for Kim So-yoon, top 10 for her at 3 under. To go down the final hole tied with the world number 3. Opening round leader, 4 under par. She plays her second to the final hole of the championship.
제가 정문이 아니야? 아, 문정민이. 왠지 꼽을 것 같다.
Jung-min the downslope, you can see that severely pitched green up ahead. It's kind of the middle little level. Not to lose this one right. It's a little right, but good
거리를 딱
distance.
맞았네.
Group making their way down to the green. Final group back on the tee. Hyun Kyung will be first to play. Fairway, maybe pop that one up a little bit. It's not quite as far down as she would have liked. Did birdie the ninth to take the solo lead into this back nine, Kim Hyo-joo. What she'd give a similar finish on this 18th hole. Right than Park Hyun-kyung's. Avoids the fairway bunker and has a much shorter second shot into the green, so advantage Hyo-joo after the tee shots on the final hole. So she wanted to win for her nephew, who is out here following her somewhere in that gallery. He wants to keep that promise, and she's going to have to produce something spectacular. Tied for the lead with Park Hyun-kyung as they traipse up this 18th fairway. Ultimately left to rue that 4-putt double bogey on the 10th, but showed a lot of character and heart with a fight back since then. Chae Jung-won. Now Moon Jung-min for a birdie down on the green. Mighty fine effort. Good putt there. Not going to be a second KLPGA Tour title for Moon this week, but it'll be a top 5. She'll take plenty of confidence into major championship season on the KLPGA Tour, starting with the KLPGA Championship at Lakewood. Shen, she's going to be enjoying her best ever finish on the KLPGA Tour this week. Wobble through the fringe, needs to settle down. Gets a little help off the marker of Chae Jung-won. Well played, Wang Zixuan. That's a very nice tournament for the rookie. Ends with a 71 and a share of 7th at 4 under par. Should just be a right center putt, maybe inside right edge. Jae Jung Won to end what has been a real fabulous week here in Suwon. Great showing for a couple of rookies there, despite a 73. Choi Jung-won and Wang Zixuan share 7th. It all comes down to Park Hyun-kyung and Choi Hye-jin. Kim Hyo-joo, excuse me. Jisoo found the left rough off the tee. Like a forgotten member of this group, but a birdie here does get her into a share of 4th. Skips that. Oh, tried to skip it round the bunker, but it just kicks the wrong way, finds the sand. Yukio's going to have to try to put some pressure. Kim Hyo-joo's got a much shorter second shot in. It's a 6-iron from the top of the hill for Park. It's the one place she couldn't miss it, into that front right bunker. We've seen some poor lies in that trap. And now very much advantage, Kim Hyo-joo. Plenty of good iron shots throughout her career. She'd love one more here. The 18th on Sunday at Suwon Country Club. Take anything just 20 feet right of the flag. Seen a couple of players hit it into that spot already. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant from Kim Hyo-joo. That's what world-class golf looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't have her best stuff today. She was pushed by Park Hyun-kyung. But when it mattered most, Hyun-kyung blinked and Hyo-joo, well, she delivered. Under pressure to pull off a shot like this. That is why she's the 3rd best golfer in the women's game right now. Absolute quality. Job's not done, but she has to be considered the favorite right now.
네, 역시 마지막 조 우리 프로들 소개해 드립니다. 먼저 롯데 소속의 김효주 프로입니다. 네, 그리고 메디 소속의 박현경 프로 소개해 드립니다. 네, 그리고 이어서 김지수 프로 소개해 드립니다. 큰 박수 보내주시죠.
The question for Park Hyun-kyung is, how is that lie? Well, it's sitting okay, but you can tell that's a very oddly shaped bunker. A lot of contour in it, and she is on a bit of a side slope. She'll get to the back of the ball without any difficulty, but look at the amount of undulation in that green up ahead. She's about 4 feet below the level of the surface as well. Just has to try to toss this out to the right, fly it as far up as possible. She'll get some spin on it, provided she clips this nice, but not easy shot at all. That came out heavy. She's trying to get it to release. It's not bad, but she will putt for par before Kim Hyo-ju putts for birdie. Keeping a brave face, but must be a little disappointed. You can sense it. Saw the ball of Kim Ji-soo a little further up in the bunker, so she's got a bit more of an upslope. Still has to try and throw it as far up as possible. Trying to clip it with spin, and that is a beautiful golf shot. Really classy from Kim Ji-soo. For a player who's only made 2 cuts coming into this week, I think she's made a very good showing of herself and hopefully take some confidence on to the next stop on the KLPGA Tour. She'll have an opportunity to react, whatever Park Hyun-kyung does. She knows that she's going to have a putt to win this championship. It's whether she'll have 2 putts for it or she'll have to hold that birdie to win outright. Park Hyun-kyung knows the only chance she has is she's got to make and hope Hyo-ju misses. Putter has been her best friend all career long. It's been on fire for most of the day. She's going to need to call on it one more time here on the final green. A par putt to come. Straight uphill so she can be bold with the pace, but she needs this to drop and she needs a little help from Hyo-ju if she is to win a 9th tour title this week. This for par. Oh, and it doesn't go. She's left it short. Oh, and that is hugely disappointing after putting together a brilliant Sunday charge. 69-69 over the weekend, but it looks like Park Hyun-kyung is going to come up agonizingly short again. I just knew that did not have the pace. Kim Ji-soo just going to get out of the way. set the stage for Kim Hyo-ju's winning moment. Really good bunker shot she played. This one just a little bit of right to left in it. Nice up and down at the last for Kim Ji-soo. It's a round that had a little bit of everything, but ultimately totting up to a level par 72. So the stage finally clear. She's got a nephew following her this week. She promised him a victory. It'll be the first in 5 years for the world number 3, Kim Hyo-ju. She's got 2 putts for it. The birdie doesn't drop, but it will matter not. World class Kim Hyo-ju, your winner here at the NH Ladies Championship, the 3rd title of 2026 to go along with her 2 on the LPGA Tour. It's her first win on Korean soil in 5 years. She came into this week as the pre-tournament favorite, and she has delivered above and beyond. Absolutely stunning stuff for the queen of the shooting stars, Kim Hyo-ju, the champion, here at Suwon Country Club. And so nice of her to give a lifelong souvenir to one of the fans that has come along for the ride. Terrific performance for Kim Hyo-ju. Well played, Park Hyun-kyung, who pushed her to the very end. Ultimately, Hyo-ju just much better. There's her niece. Very happy to see Auntie Hyo-ju win.
자 이제 이쪽 사진 찍어. 이쪽만 한번 보세요. 자, 하나. 자, 오른쪽도 한번 보세요. 가만히 있어. 여기. 여기. 네.
Never easy to come into a week as your pre-tournament favorite, but she has delivered an excellent performance. Just 2 drop shots all week long for Kim Hyo-ju. Tour rolls on to the Doosan match play next week, where Year 1 will defend at La Dana, and then it's over to the E1 Charity Open at Ferrum, where Park Hyun-kyung will look to defend her title she won 12 months ago. That's her fan club. They call themselves the Shooting Stars, and their star shone brightest here in Suwon this week. She's going to take some great form into the US Women's Open in a couple of weeks' time, Hyo-ju. Return to her homeland of South Korea has certainly been a happy one. Congratulations to our champion, Kim Hyo-ju, who wins the NH Ladies Open.
불러드릴게요. 443 544 453 444 254 354.
일단 버디를 하나, 둘, 셋, 6개 했는데
와 언니 진짜 버디 많이
6개 했는데 2분이야.
아니 그게 너무 아까워.
그게 근데 그게 어쩔 수 없어. 조금 안 나가요. 조금 근데 마음에
아 왜 그러세요? 안 힘드신데.
Another look at the moment that confirmed our champion, a 14th KLPGA Tour title, and a pretty sweet one at that, for Kim Hyo-joo. And apart from Nelly Korda, you have to say she has been one of the dominant forces in the women's game thus far in 2026. Korda with 3 victories and 3 runner-ups, 2 of them to that lady on your screens. Hyo-joo with 2 wins in the LPGA Tour and a successful campaign this week on the KLPGA Tour. Love to see a brilliant battle with them. The next couple of major championships. You got the Women's PGA Championship, the US Women's Open, the ENG Women's British Open, and of course the Amundi Avion Championship, where Hyo-joo is a former champion. And that's all to come in 2026, and we look forward to some excellent golf in the KLPGA Tour in the next couple of weeks. Talked about the Doosan match play next week, E1 Charity Ladies Open after that, and well, we're going to be heading to the Korean Women's Open in the month of June. The new title sponsor, Mercedes-Benz. So exciting times wherever you are in the world for some women's golf. So that does it for our week here at Suwon Country Club. Congratulations, Kim Hyo-joo, our champion of the NH Ladies Championship. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday evening ahead, and we'll see you next time on the KLPGA Tour. Bye-bye for now.
네, 잘 들립니다. 우선 오랜만에 또 수원에서 NC 투자증권 대회를 나왔는데 또 우승을 해서 너무 행복한 것 같아요. 그리고 많은 분들이 와주셨는데 많은 분들한테 좋은 기억을 심어드린 것 같아서 더 기분도 좋고, 또 오늘 저희 조카도 와서 응원을 해줘서 우승해서 너무나도 행복한 것 같습니다. 네. 그게 딱히 그런 건 없었는데, 그래도 내리막 퍼터 남기는 것보다 오르막 퍼터 남기는 게 세이브하기가 편할 것 같아서 아주 조금은 신경 썼던 것 같습니다. 의식을 안 했다면 솔직히 거짓말인 것 같아요. 왜냐면 너무나도 같이 동타 한타 이렇게 다 계속 경기를 해서. 근데 오늘 제 플레이가 그렇게 스스로 만족스럽진 않았어요. 그래서 계속 제가 원하는 샷을 하려고 많이 노력을 했던 것 같아요. 후반에 가면 갈수록. 네. 저도 최대한 나올 수 있으면 나오려고 하는데 그 일정이 그렇게 막 좀 타이트해서 좀 확답은 드릴 수 없는데 아무래도 올해는 그래도 한국 몇 개 나올 것 같습니다. 네. 네. 아니요. 저는 이미 제 공에 도착했을 때부터 생각했던 샷이어서 그게 너무나도 잘 됐어요. 제 생각대로. 그래서 따로 다른 선수에 의해서 뭐 코스 공략이 달라지진 않았던 것 같아요. 네. 항상 오랜만에 나올 때마다 항상 많은 분들이 와주셔서 응원해 주시는데 너무 감사드리고, 또 이번 주만큼은 또 우승이라는 좋은 성적으로 팬분들한테 좋은 인상을 심어드린 것 같아서 너무나 뿌듯하고요. 또 제가 미국 나가면 또 저희 한국 여자 골프 선수들을 많은 응원 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다. 예. 제가 이번 주 하기 전에 조카한테 이모 우승하고 올게라고 얘기를 했는데 진짜 우승을 해서 저한테 솜사탕을 많이 사달라 하더라고요. 제가 오늘 솜사탕을 좀 많이 사줘야 될 것 같습니다. 가능할 것 같습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 네, 감사합니다.
장석영입니다. 여러분 대단히 반갑습니다. 네, 고맙습니다. 너무나 아름다운 5월의 날씨인데요. 햇살은 좀 뜨거운 것 같습니다. 예, 오늘의 경기만큼이나 이 뜨거운 햇살 속에서 이번 대회 내내 최선을 다해준 우리 프로분들, 그리고 그 시간을 큰 관심으로 함께 응원해주신 많은 분들께 다시 한번 진심으로 감사 인사를 드리겠습니다. 덕분에 오늘 이 자리가 더욱더 뜻깊은 시간이 될 예정인데요. 오늘은 시상식을 진행하기 전에 굉장히 특별한 시간을 하나 준비를 했습니다. 바로 NH투자증권 골프단의 든든한 맏언니이자 그리고 LPGA 메이저 퀸인 이미림 프로의 은퇴식을 진행할 예정인데요. 현역 시절에 우리에게 선물했던 그 영광의 순간들을 저희가 은퇴식 전에 먼저 한번 돌아보면 어떨까 하는 생각도 듭니다. 저희가 영상으로 준비를 했는데요. 뒤쪽에 있는 화면을 통해서 영상으로 소개해 드리겠습니다. 함께 만나보시죠.
첫 우승이라서 기분 너무 좋고요. 3승? 3승 할 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다.
아름다운 마음이야 쫓아내지 말고 품어주어라.
미국 가서 좀 되게 시차 적응 같은 것도 힘들고 적응하기 힘들었었는데 첫 이제 미국 가서 우승했을 때 잘 버텼다, 잘 적응을 했기 때문에 이런 결과가 나왔던 것 같다라고 생각을 했던 것 같아요. 네. 프로생활한 지 17년? 제가 생각했을 때는 그냥 열심히 했던 선수로 그렇게 느껴지는 것 같아요. 힘들었던 순간은 항상 힘들었던 것 같아요. 골프를 하면서 항상 힘들었던 것 같아요. 뭐 잘했을 때도 힘들었고 잘 못했을 때도 힘들었고, 그래도 뭐 이뤄낸 것도 있기 때문에 좋았다고 생각합니다. 일단 NH투자증권 가족 여러분, 지금까지 저를 믿고 열심히 도와주셔서 너무 감사드리고요. 저희 가족들 너무 고맙고, 그리고 저를 응원해 주셨던 많은 팬분들께도 감사하다고 전해드리고 싶습니다.
네, 여러분 다시 한번 따뜻한 박수 한번 보내주시죠. 와, 영상만으로도 좀 뭉클한 마음이 들고요. 또 한편으로는 좀 설레는 마음도 드는데요. 그간의 노력들이 이 밝은 미소 속에서 더욱더 빛날 수 있도록 새로운 출발을 함께 응원하는 은퇴식으로 만들어가고자 합니다. 자, 그럼 저희가 영상 속에서 소개드렸던 오늘의 주인공을 시상대 앞쪽으로 모셔보도록 하겠습니다. KLPGA 통산 3승, LPGA 투어 통산 4승을 기록하며 전 세계를 누빈 이미림 프로를 소개해 드립니다. 큰 박수로 맞이해 주시기 바랍니다. 네, 여러분 다시 한번 힘찬 박수 보내주시죠. 네, 오늘의 밝은 미소가 앞으로 더욱더 빛나길 진심으로 응원합니다. 고맙습니다. 네. 그리고 역시 지원과 또 응원으로 함께 해주신 분이 계시죠. 역시 소개와 함께 시상대 앞쪽으로 모시겠습니다. NH투자증권 윤병원 사장님, 여러분 큰 박수로 맞이해 주시기 바랍니다. 네. 자, 이제 저희는 오늘의 은퇴식을 시작하겠습니다. 먼저 NH투자증권에서 준비하신 아주 특별한 선물이 있는데요. 이미림 프로의 생애 첫 메이저 대회, 그 우승 장면을 많은 분들께서 아마 생생하게 기억하실 것 같습니다. 2020년 LPGA ANA 인스퍼레이션이었죠. 18번 홀 그린 뒤편에서 시도한 23m의 기적 같은 칩인 이글을 기록해서 역전 우승으로 화제가 됐습니다. 당시에 이미림 프로가 샷 이글 기록으로 사용을 했던 타이틀리스트 복귀 SM8 웨지를 오늘 이 자리에서 무려 순금으로 황금 웨지로 제작을 했습니다. 자, 이 웨지를 사장님께서 이미림 프로에게 전달해 주시겠습니다. 큰 박수 보내주시죠. 네, 정면도 한번 봐주시고요. 사진 촬영 함께 진행을 하겠습니다. 여러분 다시 한번 큰 박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네, 고맙습니다. 자, 그리고 또 하나의 특별한 선물이 있는데요. 이미림 프로의 노력을 가장 가까이에서 지켜보고 응원해주신 분들이시죠. NH투자증권 프로골프단 프로들이 직접 준비한 선물이 있다고 합니다. 진심 어린 메시지를 롤링페이퍼에 정성껏 담아서 축하의 꽃다발과 함께 준비해 주셨다고 하는데요. 소개해드리겠습니다. N2 프로골프단 박민지, 이가영, 정윤지, 김시연, 최정원 프로 여러분 큰 박수로 맞이해 주시기 바랍니다. 아, 오늘 네, 소중한 자리가 될 것 같은데요. 좋습니다. 자, 사진 촬영도 함께 진행을 할까요? 네, 한번 좀 안아주시고요. 좋습니다. 자, 박수 한번 보내주시죠. 네, 오늘 같은 자리가 아니면 언제 또 이렇게 우리가 함께 안아볼 수 있는 기회가 있겠습니까? 자, 이제 정면을 봐주시고요. 오늘 이 순간을 사진으로 오랜 여운으로 남겨보도록 하죠. 자, 네, 사장님도 함께 해주시고요. 황금 웨지도 함께 들어주시고요. 자, 사진 촬영하면서 함께 하도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 다시 한번 큰 박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네, 좋습니다. 이렇게 사진 촬영을 마무리하고 N2 프로골프단 분들께서는 이제 다시 한번 하단을 해주시고요. 네, 이미리 프로는 잠시만 네, 시상대에서 기다려주시기 바랍니다. 엄지척을 해주고 가셨는데 오늘 이 자리가 또 새로운 시작이 되시길 진심으로 바라보면서 그동안 걸어오셨던 길 저희는 잊지 않겠습니다. 그 새로운 출발을 진심으로 응원하겠습니다. 여러분 큰 박수와 함께 퇴장하겠습니다. 큰 박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네, 이렇게 오늘 시상식에 앞서서 또 뜻깊은 자리에 함께 하셨는데요. 이렇게 많은 분들과 함께 할 수 있는 자리여서 더욱더 의미 있는 또 순간이 되지 않을까 하는 생각이 듭니다. 자, 이번에는 은퇴식과 함께 2016 NH투자증권 레이디스 챔피언십의 시상식을 이어서 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 올해도 아낌없는 지원과 또 뜻깊은 대회를 위해서 노력해주신 NH투자증권 그리고 대회 관계자분들께 다시 한번 진심으로 감사 인사를 드립니다. 자, 오늘 함께 해주신 내빈분들부터 소개드리죠. 제가 소개드리면 여러분 큰 박수 부탁을 드립니다. 자, 먼저 이번 대회 대회장이시죠. NH투자증권의 윤병훈 사장님 소개드립니다. 네, 큰 박수 보내주시고요. 자, 그리고 역시 KLPGA 김순희 수석부회장님 소개해드리겠습니다. 힘찬 박수 보내주시죠. 네, 고맙습니다. 자, 그럼 의미 있는 순서로 오늘 시상식을 시작해 보도록 하겠습니다. 이번 대회를 더욱더 뜻깊게 만들어준 사랑의 쌀 기부 전달식이 있겠습니다. NH투자증권은 매년 이 대회를 통해서 지역사회와 소중한 운정을 나누고 있는데요. 이 기금은 우리 프로들이 14번 홀에서 티샷 랜딩 존, 일명 미라클 존이라고 하죠. 티샷 랜딩 존에 안착 시 50만 원 상당의 쌀을 적립해서 최대 3천만 원의 쌀을 취약계층에 전달하는 아주 뜻깊은 나눔입니다. 자, 적립된 쌀은 도움이 필요한 이웃들에게 소중히 전달될 예정이고요. 자, 이 쌀을 받아주실 프로를 소개해드리겠습니다. 김지수 프로 앞쪽으로 모시겠습니다. 큰 박수 보내주시죠. 네, 앞쪽에 자리해 주시고요. 자, 사장님께서 쌀을 전달해 주시면 되겠습니다. 네, 두 분 앞쪽 잠시 봐주시고요. 네, 좋습니다. 다시 한번 큰 박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네, 고맙습니다. 자, 이렇게 따뜻한 마음도 함께 나누는 대회였기에 많은 분들께 소중한 시간 되셨길 바랍니다. 자, 이번에는 홀인원 시상이 있겠습니다. 자, 이번 대회는 파3 전홀에 프로들을 위한 풍부한 부상이 기다리고 있었는데요. 잠깐 소개를 드리죠. 3번 홀에는 괌 더 츠바키 타워 호텔 4박 이용권, 그리고 더 츠바키 타워 호텔 2박 숙박권, 그리고 5번 홀에는 세라젠 파우제 M8 피트, 그리고 13번 홀에는 카르마 코쿤 모션 베드, 그리고 16번 홀에는 KCC 오토에서 제공하는 메르세데스 벤츠 E200이 부상으로 지정되어 있었습니다. 자, 정말 놀라운 샷과 함께 이번 대회 행운의 홀인원이 2번이나 나왔는데요. 자, 먼저 첫 번째 행운의 주인공을 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 먼저 시상에 함께 해주실 까르마 마케팅 영업본부 조우영 이사님 앞쪽으로 자리해 주시죠. 박수 한번 보내주시죠. 네, 앞쪽에 자리해 주시고요. 자, 그럼 첫 번째 행운의 주인공 소개해 드립니다. 축하드립니다. 2라운드 14번 홀에서 홀인원을 기록한 한아름 프로, 여러분 큰 박수로 축하해 주시기 바랍니다. 네, 축하드립니다. 첫 번째 행운의 여신이 탄생을 했죠. 까르마 코쿤 모션 매드가 수여가 되겠습니다. 힘찬 박수를 함께 해주시죠. 네, 이렇게 증정과 수여를 마무리하겠습니다. 네, 앞으로도 멋진 경기 보여주시길 진심으로 응원하도록 하겠습니다. 고맙습니다. 자, 이제는 두 번째 행운의 여신을 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 먼저 시상에 함께 해주실 NH투자증권 윤병훈 사장님 앞쪽으로 서주시고요. 네, 소개드립니다. 3라운드 5번 홀에서 홀인원을 기록한 김서아 선수, 여러분 큰 박수로 맞이해주시죠. 자, 가운데 서주시고요. 사장님께서 전달해 주시면 되겠습니다. 세라젠 파우제 M8 피트 수여가 되겠습니다. 따뜻한 박수 한번 보내주시죠. 축하드립니다. 네. 자, 이렇게 네, 사진 촬영까지 마무리하겠습니다. 사장님께서는 계속해서 함께 해주시고요. 네, 홀인원 시상까지 함께 진행을 했는데요. 자, 이번에는 우리 쟁쟁한 프로들 사이에서 당당한 플레이로 실력을 발휘한 베스트 아마추어 시상을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 시상에는 KLPGA 김순희 수석 부회장님께서 함께 해주시겠습니다. 무대 가운데로 모시겠습니다. 자, 그럼 소개드리죠. 2016 NH투자증권 레이디스 챔피언십 베스트 아마추어상을 수상한 선수 1언더파 토탈 215타 김서아 선수, 여러분 큰 박수로 맞이해 주시기 바랍니다. 네. 정말 너무너무 축하드립니다. 오늘 홀인원과 그리고 베스트 아마추어 시상까지 함께 했는데요. 꽃다발도 함께 받아주시고요. 좋습니다. 앞으로도 멋진 경기를 응원하면서 여러분 힘찬 박수 보내주시죠. 네, 덕분에 우리 대한민국 골프의 미래가 더욱더 든든한 것 같습니다. 진심으로 축하드립니다. 네, 자, 이렇게 저희 오늘 시상식 진행을 하다 보니까 이제 대망의 우승자 시상이 남아 있습니다. 자, 우승자를 소개해 드리겠습니다. 2016 NH투자증권 레이디스 챔피언십 1위의 영예, 1라운드 70타, 2라운드 66타, 3라운드 71타로 토탈 9언더 총 207타를 기록한 김효주 프로입니다. 여러분 큰 박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 네, 마지막까지 정말 눈에 띌 수 없는 멋진 경기로 함께했는데요. 무대 가운데로 자리해 주시기 바랍니다. 네, 자, 그럼 먼저 우승 재킷이 수여가 되겠습니다. 김순희 수석 부회장님께서 우승 재킷을 입혀주시면 감사드리겠습니다. 네, 여러분 박수 한번 보내주시죠. 축하드립니다. 몸에 딱 맞습니다. 좋습니다. 자, 앞쪽 봐주시고요. 오늘의 멋진 하늘색 재킷을 입은 김효주 프로 여러분 큰 박수로 축하해 주시기 바랍니다. 자, 이번에는 윤병훈 사장님께서 트로피를 전달을 해주시겠습니다. 네, 오늘의 우승 트로피. 자, 사장님께서 전달해 주시겠습니다. 축하드립니다. 자, 그리고 이어서 시상수표를 함께 전달을 해주시겠습니다. 네, 시상수표도 한번 들어주시고요. 정면에 카메라 다시 한번 봐주시죠. 네, 축하드립니다. 자, 그리고 역시 오늘 우승자를 위한 구상이 준비되어 있습니다. 카르마 모션벨트 그리고 세라젬 마스터 V9이 제공될 예정인데요. 자, 먼저 카르마 모션벨트 전달을 해주셨고요. 네, 그리고 역시 세라젬 마스터 V9 구상으로 전달을 드리겠습니다. 축하드립니다. 자, 그리고 마지막으로 역시 아름다운 꽃다발도 함께 받아주시죠. 좋습니다. 함께 안아주시고요. 한참한 미소 부탁드립니다. 여러분 박수 한번 보내주시죠. 자, 좋습니다. 자, 이번에는 굉장히 특별한 선물이 하나 준비가 되어 있는데요. 바로 출전한 선수들의 사인이 담긴 액자를 우리 김효주 프로가 사장님께 전달을 드리겠습니다. 네, 여러분 다시 한번 박수 보내주시고요. 우리 사장님께는 그 어느 때보다 뜻깊은 또 선물이 되실 것 같은데요. 다시 한번 박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 축하드립니다. 네, 좋습니다. 자, 이제 우리 김효주 프로 오늘 우승자로 이곳에 섰습니다. 어떤 마음이실지 너무나 궁금한데요.